It's almost time to herald in another new year. Many of us will be celebrating with countdown parties or a traditional cultural event specific to our homeland. You may be practicing hogmanay in Scotland, hanging an onion on the front door in Greece, wearing lucky underwear in Brazil, or if you're from where I'm from, doing things with 50p pieces that you probably shouldn't be. But if you can, try to also make time for numerous iconic festivities featured in some of our favourite video games. See, there you go. We can link the video game channel to New Year's. And just like how at a real party, your Uncle Frank gets too drunk, falls on the buffet, and tries to demonstrate his mastery of the floss to uninterested tweens, we too have completely wrecked a few video game parties in our day. And it doesn't even have to be a New Year's celebration. We seize any opportunity to completely spoil any social gathering for the sake of a few experience points, a bit of gold, or simply just for the holiday lols. the lolidays. Okay, I'll just get on with it. I'm Peter from TripleJump, and here are 10 fancy video game parties we've totally ruined. Number 10. The Auction. Uncharted 4, A Thief's End. Prior to his first meeting with Nadine Ross, Nathan Drake is tasked with sneaking into a black market auction at a fancy mansion. In order to break in, Nate goes full Spider-Man on the external facade of the building, and by that I mean most of this mission involves climbing. Like, a lot of climbing. It's just a great big climb fest climathon. Okay, that's enough of that. Anyway, Nate may be great at destroying lost cities, but it also turns out he's pretty good at wrecking black tie events too. First, he creates the perfect ambiance by sabotaging the fuse box, engulfing the event in complete darkness. Once the mood lighting is perfected, gunfights ensue in the mansion's grand ballroom. Unfortunately, the tango between Nate Dean, our OTP, does not go as planned, forcing the treasure hunter to have his ass royally handed to him by the former mercenary. As the highbrow occasion crumbles around the attending criminals, they're all forced to flee before even placing a single bid on, whatever's for sale here, like a holy chalice or a crystal skull. God, if only this was a shared universe, maybe this would have stopped episode 4 of Indiana Jones ever being made. Number 9. Blow the Man Down. Pillars of Eternity 2, Deadfire. If there's one thing that popular culture has taught me about pirates, it's that they know how to party. Am I right? There's nothing quite like drinking a toxic quantity of dirty rum before pillaging coastal villages or committing cannon drive-bys on hapless ships. TripleJump does not endorse sailing under the influence of alcohol except for the most piracy of pirates. Pillars of Eternity 2 Deadfire gives the player the chance to totally get down with the local brigands during the Blow the Man Down quest, wherein they are tasked with storming Fort Deadlight to eliminate the man responsible for sinking your ship at the beginning of the game. However, upon infiltrating the event, you are advised to make the party even crazier by tampering with the stew. Yeah, that classic exciting combination of booze, pretty women, or men, and, hearty broth. As the event devolves into drunken chaos, the player can also plant a bomb to kill their target in explosive fashion. If the celebratory fireworks are not to your liking, however, you can still wreck everyone's night in the original way. That is, a messy bar fight. God, it's a wonder we're allowed out. Number 8. DJ ELECTROHEAD, Katana Zero. So far, we've had the opportunity to tamper with both food and lighting before our efforts culminate in outright slaughter of partygoers. Now it's time to wreak havoc with another important staple of any celebration, the music. Katana Zero is an indie 2D action platformer that takes place in a dystopian neo-noir metropolis, so obviously we can expect to find plenty of neon lasers, strobe lights, and stylized violence. During the story, protagonist Zero is commanded to kill DJ ELECTROHEAD at a spicy nightclub. That's not quite the murder on the dance floor everyone was hoping. Although the player can spare the DJ, we opted to kill him, simply for having the audacity to claim such a Borderlands-esque name. Besides, with video games definitely being the direct cause of all this newfound violence in society, am I right? Of course we gamers chose the most bloodthirsty option, yeah? Unlike with some of the other entries in this list, Zero does not unleash a total onslaught of savagery on the celebration, but instead keeps his kill list quite discreet. There's no Panic at the Disco here. But let's face it, the party is basically dead anyway, if the DJ himself has been murdered in cold blood. Number 7. Stealing Memory, Mass Effect 2. Aside from saving or destroying organic life in the galaxy, Commander Shepard is known for his or her emblematic dance move. So if you're frustrated from a day of punching reporters in the face, why not let loose during a loyalty mission at a party within the Boltzmann system of the Serpent Nebula? However, be prepared. This bonus adventure is substantially more difficult than other loyalty quests of the same ilk, due to the lack of a third squad member and the unusually high number of shielded enemies in most areas. Still, dressed to impress with swanky formal attire, the player can expect to paint the town renegade red beside their comrade Kasumi Goto. While the biggest scumbags in the galaxy live it up at the event, the player must conduct 3 important tasks: cut the power, that's a familiar one, retrieve DNA, and record a voice sample, thereby giving us the perfect opportunity to spoil their evening. Renegade or Paragon options can be used to manipulate the progression of the party, including choices for subterfuge or brute force. Of course, this all leads to a heated battle with an army of mercenaries and mechs, after which we kill the party's host, a common staple for any respectable video game festivity. Number 6. The Birthday Party, Beyond Two Souls. Let's just get things straight. Obviously, I wasn't one of those pathetic nerds who was never invited to the birthday celebrations of the cool kids. I definitely haven't repressed any painful memories of being outcast and spending my evenings weeping into my anime body pillow. And of course, I've never fantasized about absolutely decimating those types of parties with my haunted twin creature and my terrifying psychic powers. Yeah, only Jodie from Beyond Two Souls wanted to do that, and I played this, but I had no empathy towards it whatsoever. But no, come on, let's face it, those hateful bullies provoked and manipulated this shy girl from the moment she got through the door. Who can really blame her for wreaking havoc and ultimately burning down the house? The other partygoers hurt Jodie physically, emotionally, and mentally, but they weren't prepared for the avenging and protective spiritual guardian that is Aiden. Jodie's rebellion can start with flickering lights or moving objects similar to a playful poltergeist. However, as the emotions coalesce, the player can terrify the teenagers and set the suburban home ablaze. Ha! That should teach them not to disrespect the iconic works of Edgar Allan Poe. Number 5. Winter Palace, Dragon Age Inquisition. BioWare just love to throw us into chaotic or awkward social situations, don't they? Here we are with the 3rd installment of the Dragon Age series, at the cusp of earning the ire of partygoers, or even leaving with blood on our hands. The Wicked Eyes and Wicked Hearts quest occurs at the prestigious Winter Palace and drops the Inquisitor smack bang in the middle of a bunch of Orlesian lords and ladies. Did you pick any race for your character other than human? Perhaps your Inquisitor is a badass Kinari warrior. Well, best prepare yourself for a horrible time, because the Orlesian partygoers are a bunch of racists. Since everyone treats you with disdain if you're not human, feel free to ruin the entire event. Insult and annoy everyone. Cast the governing power of Orlais into absolute chaos. Sow discontent among the nobles. Punch the reporters in the nose. Wait, that's the wrong franchise. The player can assassinate the Empress, use blackmail to usurp the power of the throne, or even conduct a public execution. All while suited and booted and sampling those delicious Bronto and blackcurrant canapes. Much better than last year's. Oh. Number 4. A Child's Birthday Party, Hitman Blood Money. By now, Agent 47 is professional at both grisly murder and utterly ruining any sophisticated celebration he walks into. you. Art exhibits, fashion galas, movie premieres, nothing is too difficult for this bald Adonis to spoil. He's murdered attendees, destroyed property, and outright devastated months of careful event planning and preparation for these elaborate shindigs. But this assassin doesn't limit himself to just elegant occasions. He also has no qualms with decimating a child's birthday party either. During the A New Life mission, Agent 47 must eliminate Vinny Slugger Sinistra, former Cuban crime lord. Unfortunately for his family, this quest takes place at the birthday party for Vinny's youngest child. The family home is surrounded by armed guards, but that's not enough to prevent the chaos and bloodshed. If alerted, the FBI will call for backup, with each combatant carrying a more powerful MP7. And even the family dog can attack you and cause a scene if you aren't disguised. You can also murder the Cuban crime lord's wife accidentally. If you knock her unconscious and she touches the water of the pool, she will automatically drown. That's always a surefire way to ruin any child's party, killing both their parents and shooting their dog. Slice of cake, anyone? Just take care to pick out the bookshot. Number 3, the Order of No Quarter, Shovel Knight. In Shovel Knight, upon ascending the Tower of Fate in both Shovel of Hope and Plague of Shadows, Shovel Knight or Plague Knight encounters a battle royale with all the knights of the Order of No Quarter. Have I said knight enough to make it sound weird yet? Okay, it's time to break out a thesaurus. Anyway, this showdown takes place at a celebratory feast attended by the game's bosses, during which the player faces off against the fearsome warriors for one final time. The Chevaliers are clearly minding their own business, celebrating their recovery after recent defeats by Shovelman. The bosses are merrily enjoying their evening, perhaps trading old tales of glory while toasting to a victorious future. And then you have to go and ruin everything. As if your rude interruption wasn't enough, the player can also greedily devour the feast between each battle. After slaying an enemy, Shovel Boy can force some roast turkey through that T-shaped gap in his helmet with reckless abandon. Who'd have thought this charming, retro-style character would resort to party crashing and making everyone feel awkward in the process? If you listen carefully, you can probably hear them all collectively groaning as someone inevitably remarks, "Okay, so I thought we all agreed not to invite that guy." Number 2, The Wedding, Super Mario Odyssey. Bowser constantly diverts all his efforts towards wooing the love of his life, Princess Peach. Yes, there may be theories out there claiming that King Koopa is simply a tyrannical antagonist, but there's a softer side to him beneath that spiky shell. Specifically, the RPGs portray him as something of a buffoon who actually cares for his minions. As a single father, perhaps he's just trying to find his place in a world where being a height-challenged plumber is apparently the only source of masculine currency. It's a tale as old as time. Giant turtle dragon elopes for his forbidden marriage with the mushroom princess, only to face ridicule and aggression from those around him. On the happiest day of his life, Bowser gazed into the eyes of his beloved, his bride, his queen, only for Mario Jumpman Mario to obnoxiously crash the sacred ceremony, completely ruining the entire day. To make matters worse, the hero arrives dressed in white. Wedding etiquette 101, dude. Only the bride wears white. Unless she's not pure. Do you think Peach has done it before? Okay, so to be fair, when Peach is restrained and suspended by a chain, maybe you can hear her say, "Help me, Mario." But this doesn't change the fact that the darn plumber crashed and ruined such a magical occasion before he knew she was gonna say that. So who's really at fault here? And number 1, WHODUNIT, Elder Scrolls 4, Oblivion. The Elder Scrolls games are a veritable playground for mischief and tomfoolery. NPCs are constantly plagued and tortured by the player, and legend has it that many Skyrim characters are still trapped inside buckets to this very day. But let's be honest, these actions are merely immature child's play, and when one spends their day causing such impish trouble, there's really only one way to take things to the next level: actual murder. Thankfully, there's a whole group of friendly dudes and dudettes who feel exactly the same way. The WHODUNIT quest tasks the player with attending a client's party in order to eliminate 5 targets, preferably with no witnesses. The shindig itself is just a setup for this dastardly deed, so feel free to have fun with your kills. Distract or coerce your prey, even convince them to kill each other. But of course, the true enemies of any pleasant gathering in the Elder Scrolls universe are the bugs. You can sit back and relax as the AI causes total mayhem, with one rare instance resulting in a single guest running around the house murdering the remaining NPCs. The player still receives the credit and bonus for this task, but without the pleasure of committing the acts themselves. The bugs giveth, and the bugs taketh away. And that's our list. My friends may say I'm awkward in social situations, but these examples prove I'm the life and soul of the party. In many cases, I'm the only life of the party, because everyone else is lying in a pool of blood and cocktails. But what about you? Have you trolled NPCs in any other similarly swanky missions? How did you go about completing Lady Boyle's last party in Dishonored 1, for example? Let us know in the comments below. You can follow myself and TripleJump on Twitter here, and if you want to support the things you enjoy, then check out the rewards on our Patreon. Finally, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. I've been Peter from TripleJump. Have a happy new year, and thanks for watching.